No, it's absolutely fine.
Okay, enough of the bullshit. Here's what's happened so far. We took the car to Auckland, which is roughly a 1200k trip. Probably not a smart move as it happens, driving a car that's still an unknown quantity, although it seemed to run really well and I'd replaced all the oils and given it a bit of love. On the way back it did a bit of a thump and the engine light came on. We lost turbo boost, but we managed to get ourselves home. We got the car scanned and it showed an O2 sensor hard fault, so I replaced this, even though the old one didn't look too bad. That night I took it for a drive. Even in the dark there seemed to be a lot of white fluffy movement in my rear vision mirror, so I turned around and drove through my own smoke screen. So what did I know? The smoke wasn't ripping my eyeballs out and it wasn't too bad on the nostrils, so it was unlikely to be coolant. It wasn't overheating and there was no water in the oil, so I could rule the head gasket out. There was a lot of smoke out the exhaust and no turbo boost, so I think we needed to replace the turbo. Smoke was coming from the driver's side under the bonnet. There was a small oil leak from the can cover gaskets earlier on, but it was a lot worse after the trip. When the PCV valve isn't working properly, this can pressurise the sump and cause more oil leaks, so I think we needed to replace the PCV valve. So can covers removed, cleaned, reinstalled with new gaskets, and replacement of the problematic PCV valve. Next job was the turbo, or Nobo as it were. The main shaft was snapped. No problem. It's pointless buying a whole turbo when I can replace the core and utilise all the main body of the turbo. That arrived. It didn't fit. Some tantrums ensued. Turns out there's none in the known galaxy, so hard decisions had to be made. Found a reputable supplier who seemed to know their stuff. While I was waiting for the turbo to arrive, I discovered this. First things first. This baby down here. Oh look, I can see my finger in it. Yes, it's split. Trying to get this thing out. It has all sorts of shite. Just to stop the rambling, life lesson number 1. In a semi-modern car, 2000 onwards, if you want to remove part A, you're going to have to remove B, C, D, E and F. You're probably going to find more broken parts and worn hoses. Let's call them G, H and I. So I needed to remove the entire induction manifold and everything that went with it. Ordered a new hose. It happened to be wrong. Slight hissy fits ensued. In the meantime, the turbo had arrived. I had an epiphany. Let's take a more holistic approach and spend yet more money on the car. I loved the idea. My lovely wife disliked that idea. Negotiations were ongoing and a stop spending order was put in place for a month or so. Now, here's my brilliant idea. The car's done 200,000+ Ks. It needs a cam belt really soon. Why not replace it while everything's in a million pieces? Oh, it will need all the idlers and spinny bits that hold that in place. Most Subaru turbos fail because of lack of oil. Best we replace the oil pump, which lives behind all of that stuff. Same goes with the water pump. Actually, while we're there, it's pointless doing that without a new thermostat. You can kind of see why my wife wasn't on board with this, right? So where are we at? I have some parts coming, and I shall finish the ordering once my previously mentioned trade embargo lifts. And it's all going to get rather exciting. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. See you in the next one. Whoop whoop.